I'm Lauren A. Jones reporting for the Los Angeles Sentinel here alongside award-winning journalist, author, host, Roland S. Martin, and we're here to discuss your newest venture, Roland Martin Unfiltered. What can people expect from this new venture?
Well, it's going to be a daily digital show. We'll launch September 4th, and we'll go live at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll restream the show at 10 p.m., 2 a.m., 6 a.m., then 10 a.m. It'll be 5 days a week, speaking to the issues that we care about. It'll be completely digital. We'll be live streaming on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube. Also, will be VOD. So as soon as the show's in, people can watch the shows via VOD. Plus, we'll audio and video podcast them as well. So excited about it. Of course, I immediately focused on this when TV One decided to cancel News One Now. I've always, I believe that we need to have a daily television presence that speak to our issues, but it also allows us to be able to showcase a lot of our experts, a lot of our folks, our talented folks. And just like the Sentinel, just like other black newspapers I've run through, for me, we can't be in a position where other people are telling our narrative. We have to be in a position where we are the gatekeeper determining what's important and what the stories are. So that's why I'm looking forward to it.
Who are some of the guests that we can kind of expect to join the show?
Well, it'll be very similar to what I did with News One Now, but so whether it's newsmakers, whether it's members of Congress, I've already been talking to former Attorney General Eric Holder. He'll now be sitting down. Over the last 8 months, we've been doing lots of different live streaming of events. So we've had T.I., Andrew Young, Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr., John Hope Bryant, and a host of others on Spike Lee and so many others. And so it'll be very similar to that. And so I think it's going to allow us to be able to do just what we did for 4 years with News One Now, and then where we were on every day. And then, of course, when I had Washington Watch on TV One, a Sunday morning show, we did that for 4 years as well. So really just a continuation of the last 8 years. And
what inspired you to kind of switch to the digital space, as opposed to continuing with linear broadcast?
Well, first of all, our society is changing. We're getting information in a different way. But also, I've always been a technical person. When I ran the Chicago Defender, I launched the first Black News Source audio podcast. That was in 2005, and then we launched the first Black News Source video podcast, and that was in 2006. So I've always been ahead of the game on that. And so when live streaming came on, I remember it was just 3 or 4 years ago when Meerkat launched, and Periscope came right after that, then Facebook Live came after that, then YouTube came. And so I was an early adopter. And so with technology, studying with live streaming, and then as they begin to build out those platforms, the ability for us to be able to do live shows, and it's just understanding again how the business works in terms of all the different mechanics. And so that's really what we've been doing, and I'm really excited about it, because now by being completely digital, look, in order for you to watch News One Now, you had to have TV One. There were a lot of people who had Dish Network who couldn't get TV One, and so now you'll be able to access it on your phone, on your pad, on your computer, on your smart television. And so that's really what we're focused on.
And can you just speak a little bit more about the show and, why it's so important for you to continue to share the Black perspective in mainstream news today?
Well, again, look, the lead editorial of the nation's first Black newspaper, Freedom's Journal, in March of 1827 said, "We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us." I look at next year. Next year will be the 400th anniversary of the first 20-odd Africans arriving in the United States. The question is, how will mainstream media cover that? How will they focus that? You look at this year, MLK 50. CNN, MSNBC, they did no live shows from Memphis, and make sure they did live shots and things along those lines. And so we live streamed that for 3 days. They had, for instance, when I'm back in Los Angeles for Taste of Soul for October, our cameras will be with us, being able to cover that as well. And so just really looking forward to it.
Well, you brought up two interesting points, and one of them is the VMAs were last night. There was a lot of backlash against the tribute of,
Right.
the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. I know that you were, a friend of hers. So for those kinds of moments, why is it important to have platforms like Roland Martin Unfiltered?
Again, same thing, because we are able to pay tribute in a different way, to tell our stories in a different way, and we can decide in terms of who do we talk to. So, for instance, when Prince died, We did a 2-hour live tribute that night on TV1, and we had Johnny Gill, we had Nona Gay, we had Jeffrey Osborne. I mean, we just had, matter of fact, we had Aretha Franklin as well. We had all these different people who were giving their thoughts and perspectives on Prince. And so again, we're able to tell that story differently, and I think that's important for us. And also, look, I created also the opportunity for our fans to also help us make this possible, because just like for a newspaper with a Sentinel, you got subscriptions. At the end of the day, black people can't expect other folks to fund our freedom. And so we must be willing to fund it as well. So we created our Bring the Funk fan club to allow folks an opportunity to contribute to make this happen. And that's just vitally important for what it is that we're trying to do. I'm going to be doing a series on black museums. It may sound crazy ambitious, but I would love for us to visit every black museum in America and profile them and do those stories, and again be able to bring that to our audience. And so folks were like, oh man, so I'm traveling here, traveling there, I didn't know this existed. Now I can go by and check it out. And that's just one of the things that we're interested in doing. And by having this show, it gives us an opportunity to do that. Well,
if you need any correspondents out there with you, PAs, I'm here and available. I'm just letting you know.
All right, now, be careful what you ask for, because we put folks to work.
I love to work, as you can see. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. We're looking forward to seeing the debut and premiere of Roland Martin Unfiltered on September 4th, and we appreciate you here at the Sentinel.